All right, guys, thanks for sharing your update and for the physics lesson there from Tony Mulkey. We appreciate it as always. Right now, we're going to jump into our community segment for the day, and we've got the Stockout here with Grace Sharkey. Grace, today we are talking all about holiday shopping trends, and we are now officially in the true holiday shopping season. I don't think that it really counts until Black Friday, and now we are moving into these 3 weeks before Christmas, where we should traditionally see holiday shopping jump up, but it's already been a pretty elevated level. Do you think that we have anywhere to go but up from here, or should we sustain where we're at?
Well, I think that we still are going to see, once these numbers come out, of course, in Q4 earnings, we're going to see a lot of businesses and a lot of companies taking advantage of this past weekend. In particular, honestly, as I was out there shopping, for instance, I was at Walgreens for a little bit. They have these like really interesting deals for just regular non-Christmas goods. Like, I think it was like 6 razors for $10 or something like that. So I think we're not only going to see that consumers spent a lot of time buying gifts this past weekend, but we're also going to see that a lot of people actually ended up spending money on non-holiday items. A recent Bankrate survey came out that showed that about 34% of consumers this past weekend were actually looking for deals for themselves and their homes and their own families outside of just holiday shopping. So I think a lot of companies, a lot of small businesses in particular as well, got a nice boost this weekend.
One of the interesting things that you want to bring up here is, of course, the number of percentage of people that are done or are going to be done by the end of the month here in just a few days or so. My wife is one of them. I am not going to be one of them. Kaylee, I don't think you're going to be one of them either.
No, I don't really holiday shop for people, though. I do a lot of handmade, kind of homemade gift kind of stuff.
Okay,
so.
All right. Well, we definitely get to that there as well. But at the same time, a lot of between Amazon, a lot of these kind of early Black Friday deals, all of a sudden promoting a lot more gift buying before December 1.
Yeah, exactly, Bill. About 37% of shoppers plan to finish by the end of this month. 26% started in October. 12% started and even back to August. And over 30% plan to actually take advantage of a lot of those October deals that you mentioned. Walmart, Target, and Amazon had all focused on this past month as well. So I think we are going to see a lot of people wrap up. I myself am like Kaylee, a little bit more of a specialized, unique gift giver slash lazy, and we'll wait until a couple weeks. I did get started though this weekend, but it seems like most Americans are planning ahead, kind of like what we've seen from shippers as well.
So, Grace, I want to talk a little bit about what we're seeing on social media right now when it comes to exposing some of these big box companies for the Black Friday deals that are masquerading as deals but actually aren't really any price off. And if this is kind of a strategy that some of these retailers are using, I don't know about you, but I've seen just countless videos on my TikTok For You page, on my Instagram, about people, taking the Black Friday price sticker and it says like $6.99 for this TV, and then looking behind it and going like, oh, this is the regular price for the TV. Are we starting to see more consumers kind of get, I guess, quick to how the retailers work with this and maybe start to understand how they prey on this kind of shopping frenzy that it drives us into? And will that maybe have any effect on the actual amount of money spent this year?
That's a good question. I think that the most frugal of us who do watch those dollars and pennies will probably notice that. I think actually what we'll probably see more of is less of so much the concern of the true price difference. And this is something that we've talked about in past episodes and segments on here as well. I think more what you will see, and very excited to see kind of the same thing in these earnings calls, is how many people take advantage of more of these like financing special promotions. Is if you look at Afterpay, Zip as well, a lot of Klarna, a lot of these buy now pay laters, even more Affirm, right? Those of in particular, I think we're seeing more people less concerned about maybe the few dollars they might miss out on depending on the price differences, and more concerned about how they're going to push these payments out over time. So unfortunately, I think that's just where the consumer is right now. We talked about credit card utilization being huge in this time of the year as well. So we'll probably see a lot of those Best Buy cards being put out, Macy's cards, a lot of let's just say those people behind the counter offering those promotions, 20% off, right, to open up a Macy's card or something like that will probably be a really hot trend instead to save a few dollars.
Grace, it's really interesting. This is between the three of us in terms of our own spending trends anyway, that looks like we like to go to the store to buy the stuff as opposed to jumping online. And it looks like that trend is increasing this year.
Yeah, increasing much more in the younger generations and actually decreasing in the baby boomer generations, which, hey, for all of our older relatives who were against Amazon, they're back with it. And it sounds like this past weekend, this big thing for millennials, 72% of millennials end up decided they're going to spend more money on Small Business Saturday compared to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, etc. That's up from previous years. 69% of Gen Zs agree with that, 59% of Gen Xs, and only 51% of baby boomers are looking to go out this past Saturday. So, I think shopping more locally is becoming a big thing, and a lot of that has to do with going back to what Kaylee said, this more unique gift giving, something that is made specially for one person that you can't buy on a huge, big purchase wise. So I think that's going to be huge. And a lot of that is better service, but even more better quality from the product too.
Grace, when it comes to these retailers and how they are, I guess targeting is not really the right word, but it is the right word. It makes it kind of sound predatory, but it's not necessarily predatory. But how retailers are really targeting shoppers this holiday season. Are we seeing a lot of this kind of continued focus on these big box items, or are we seeing that more kind of unique approach, either in your advertising or in the deals that are being offered?
I think it's more of a unique approach. The coolest thing is the last year and a half, we've seen a lot of investment into advertising, right? When you're looking for more consumers and you're looking for other people to buy your products, if the ones that you are enjoying sales from today are starting to slow down, well, you got to put those ad bucks in order to get that turnaround. So I think we're going to continue to see some really unique commercials. Like I said before, for a while, a lot of these actors couldn't be acting in anything except commercials. So hopefully we'll kind of see that come around full circle here during the holiday season. Some more funny Mean Girls commercials coming out like that. But when sales are down, ad dollars are spent. And I think we're going to see some unique things, probably even into, right? We got Super Bowl season coming up too. Some unique ads coming down that pipeline.
It's going to be really, really interesting. Grace, obviously you've got the show coming up later today in the newsletter. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's coming up in Stockout land?
So we're going to, of course, be reviewing a lot of recent retail news, of course, checking into earnings too. This actually was a nice little sneak peek of last week's episode, so you guys can go check those out on YouTube or anywhere you listen to podcasts as well. We should have a fun episode for you all this afternoon too.
All right, Grace, thanks for that, and we will see you in Mike Bowden Distal this afternoon on the Stockout.
Thanks, Gilly. Bye, Bill.